What's up, everybody? Caesar Madrazo here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. We are in the middle of the Sayori route. This is episode 5, I believe, and we are on the second poem. So, let's just dive right into it. Rain Cloud, Sayori. Let's see. Sadness. Summer. That was Natsuki. Dang it. Unrequited. Tears. Lust would be Yuri. Abstract, I believe that would be Yuri. Death, I think that would be Yuri. Small chance maybe it would be Sayori. I'll go with Vibrant. Nope, that was Yuri. Dang it. Silly, I think that'd be Natsuki. Spinning, maybe Sayori. Fickle. Would that be Sayori? Nope, that's Yuri. Dang, we're not doing good here. Okay, Joy. Smile. Playground? That might be Natsuki. Let's try it. Yep, that's Natsuki. Dang it. Cry. Melancholy. I think that might be Yuri. I mean, that's the only thing I can really see here, except maybe nature, but I think that would also be Yuri. Holiday? Hey, got it. Okay. Excitement. Together? Calm, I think that's Yuri. Jumpy, I think that's Natsuki. Love, I think that's also Natsuki. Fireflies, I think that's Natsuki. Twirl? Okay. Okay. Childhood. Laugh. Play. Pain. And, bliss? Okay, good. Here we are. Just a few days ago, I never would have thought that I'd look forward to an extracurricular so much. But here I am, back for another literature club meeting and anticipating new antics from everybody. The usual scene awaits me as I step into the club room. Hi, Caesar. Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club is all. Is that so? Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new? Oh, I've got some exciting news. What's up? Did you know that the student store sells that new brand of strawberry milk now? I saw when I passed by on my way here. I should have known better than to expect actual news from Sayori. I don't think I've tried that yet. I don't know, strawberry milk is usually too sweet for me. What? But it goes great with melon bread. Sayori, you could eat a packet of raw sugar and you'd still say it's not sweet enough. Hey, that's an exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with bread. The milk is sweet, but it still has that unique tart strawberry flavor that's eased by the richness of the milk. And when you pair that with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more so that it has just the right amount of flavor. Wow, when did you become Gordon Ramsay? Ha! I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, you meanie. So I'm a meanie for giving her a compliment? Anyway, aren't you hungry now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great, let's go to the student store and buy snacks then. Now I see what she's playing at. I raise an eyebrow and Sayori notices. Caesar, why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, I have a nagging suspicion that you're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money, and you just want me to buy you a snack. What? I would never do that. Oh, really? Then let's see your purse. Huh? Your purse. Let's see it. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens with it and dumps its contents onto the desks. 2 small coins fall out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. This little ruse might have actually worked, had Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of time she's managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. No fair. How did you know? Ha! Now wouldn't you like to know? Let's just call it intuition. In response, she sticks her tongue out at me. Typical. Yuri suddenly giggles. Huh? I didn't notice she was eavesdropping. Looking over in her direction, I catch her peeking over the top of a book. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Caesar to let me borrow some money. That's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. I didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than I intended. Sorry, Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. I apologize for how I've been acting lately. It looks like she still might be ashamed of how she acted yesterday. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. There's no way you could think that after... You were right, though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is so shy and proper. Is this mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child, then? Oh, yeah. Although back then I fell for it, time and time again. You wouldn't believe how much candy Sayori managed to con me out of. Don't make me out to be so sneaky, Caesar. Although those candies were so good. I'm surprised, Sayori, coming from you. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? What's going on here? Nothing much. Sayori here was just up to some mischief. Oh? Yeah, she tried to trick me into buying her a snack. Hey, that's not true! Monika smiles wryly and turns towards me. I'm assuming this isn't the first time? Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle. Well, everyone except Sayori. Hey, you guys are being really mean. No, they're not. Okay, we're sorry, but you did bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I am really hungry. Well, Natsuki chimes in, if you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches it out of her hands. Thank you! Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good! Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue! Ha! You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, what do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hands, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri, Monika, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monika scolds Sayori. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki, but it was so good. Hey! Everyone but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot, Monika? A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Oh, calm down, it's no big deal. Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Meanwhile, Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book. Caesar! She suddenly comes up to me. I need to get some stuff from another classroom. Can you come with me? Stuff? What stuff? Well, you know how the festival's right around the corner? Well, Monika was going to make some posters to advertise it. So, we'll need to get some crayons and markers and glue sticks, that kind of stuff. Right. Yeah, I'll come with you. Yay! We'll be back real soon, Monika. You seem quite excited about this, Sayori. Of course! It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms. Isn't that right, Caesar? Maybe if it's not like a typical classroom, like it might be fun to, I don't know, explore, like, you know, in some schools, I don't know if this is true in every country, but in America, and actually even here in Korea, I've seen, usually in elementary and middle schools and some high schools, the gymnasium and the, not well, the stage, sort of, like where, you know, major performances and announcements would happen. They're usually like one and the same. And so being able to see, if you've never been able to go back there because you've never been in the performing arts or anything, I can see how it would be fun to like go back there and explore like the backstage area or something like that. But just a normal classroom? No, I don't think that'd be that much fun. Monika laughs and nods at us. Okay, just don't forget the poster paper. I won't. Ready, Caesar? Uh-huh, let's go. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind as she hums and skips down the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Everything is like an adventure to her. Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would be able to make an event out of literature. Monika and I have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep, we're gonna do a poetry performance. A performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone is going to take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah, that sounds, well, not exactly boring, but will people be that interested? Caesar, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems, it's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of the poems like, "Between my feet. The last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous fields before me is but a barren wasteland." Like that. Wow, Sayori, I had no idea that you had it in you. Huh? What do you mean? I've just never heard you talk like that before. No, it's not a bad thing. It was really good. It was just a big contrast from your bubbly self. I'm sure Yuri or Monika would have really appreciated it too. I've been working super hard on that poem, so it's good to know you liked it. Heh. I'm excited for the festival. Not just because we'll get to eat loads of stuff like Natsuki said. Hey, meanie, no, not just because of that. Also, Natsuki didn't say that. She said that in the original game, but she didn't say it in this version yet. The festival, this is actually the very first time that the festival was even mentioned. I think that was supposed to be the day that Natsuki makes the classic Monika joke. But another small oversight in the dialogue here, because Sayori right now is literally the first person to mention the festival. Natsuki didn't say anything about it. Although that is part of it. Hey Caesar, the classroom here is empty. I think we'll find what we need in here. Let's start our mission. Strange choice of words for someone going into a classroom to get art supplies. But hey, that's Sayori in a nutshell, living in her own little world. Her childlike enthusiasm is infectious and brings about a special feeling I forgot I had in me. Some kind of innocent sense of wonder, where even the most mundane of tasks are quests, and walking down the classroom is a magical journey. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow. Let's see what we have in here. Crayons! Sayori pulls a box of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand, too. They're kind of dirty, though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted. We still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Can you move over so that I can look for the poster paper? Ah, I dropped one by accident. Smack! Kya! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor and the crayons spill all over her lap. Ow! Sayori, are you okay? My forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. What happened? Did you cut it? Is it bruised or... No, nothing like that. I think I just bumped it. Jeez, Sayori, you really had me worried for a second there. I can't help but let out a chuckle. This is such a typical thing to happen to Sayori. It's almost like she got clumsy written across her forehead. Which, fittingly enough, is where she hurt herself. Hey, what are you laughing at, you meanie? Sorry, I'm not laughing at you or anything. It's just, this is so typical of you. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Let me see your forehead. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. I'll be gentle, I promise. It won't hurt. Sayori slowly raises her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Don't worry. It's not that bad. But it really hurts. Her whimpering triggers a really strong protective instinct I didn't know I had. Hey, I'll get you some ice. It'll keep the swelling down, and it should relieve a bit of the pain. Just stay here, okay? I'll be back as soon as I can. Actually, where would I find some ice? Think, Caesar, think. I got it. A cold drink should do the trick. Are you sure? You don't have to. I think I make a great unicorn. Even wincing from pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. I'm sure you make a great unicorn, but I think I prefer you as a human. Unicorns are so cool, though. Anyway, I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run down the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? I guess it doesn't really matter because she won't be drinking it, but I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Here you go. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot. Sorry, I forgot. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. Immediately, her laughter subsides, relapsed by a gasp of pain. It stings. I know, I'm sorry. It'll feel better soon, though, I promise. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, Caesar? This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? What do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways, like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump, and I would start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quickly as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know? I remember those days. You were always so clumsy. And I guess not much has changed. Hey, I did this deliberately, you know. I raise an eyebrow. I've always wanted to be a unicorn. That has to be perhaps the least believable excuse I've heard in a while. Okay. I guess I've never really been on the graceful side. I did always feel bad whenever you got hurt when we played together. Looking back, I should have been more mindful of what you could and couldn't do. I guess it's the same here. If I hadn't rushed you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hurt yourself. My mom was right. She'd scold me after you got hurt, always telling me I had to be more careful around you. Caesar, don't feel bad about it. It's my own fault for being so clumsy. Besides, even if I got hurt, those times are still my favorite memories of us. It also made me realize how thoughtful you are. I wasn't thoughtful at all. I just got you hurt. No, that's not what I mean. You're always looking out for me. Even after all these years, you always rush to help me. No matter what the situation, you're always there to reassure me and make me feel safe. I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. It's just around you, it feels natural, I guess. I just do it subconsciously. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess that's what happens when you've been friends for so long. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm really grateful we're friends, Caesar. I'll admit, I kind of missed you over the years. We used to hang out a lot. I was surprised when you approached me the other day. I wasn't really sure what to make of it all at first. Because but as we got to hang out in the club, share poems and walk home, I realized that nothing had really changed. Do you think we'll be friends like this forever, Caesar? As much as I want to say yes, there's no telling how life will be for us during college or even afterwards. Still, I can be positive though. I sure hope so, Sayori. It's been this long already, hasn't it? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up. We haven't really talked in years, then when we do, it's just like nothing's really changed. I think I read somewhere that that's a sign of a friendship that's built to last. So here's hoping. I hope so too. I'm so happy. Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. Who'd have guessed that such a simple action to get some crayons would have resulted in such a heartfelt moment? Anybody who's played a visual novel. Anybody who's played a visual novel would have guessed that a heartfelt moment would have come from this. Even if you have never played DDLC before, you could probably see that coming a mile away. Then again, with Sayori, it's impossible to tell. Anyway, I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monika, you know? Good luck with that. She's gonna see her forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. Sayori hops to her feet. Ah! She clutches her forehead again. Sayori, don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Sorry. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start with sharing our poems. Huh? Sayori, your forehead. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Great job hiding it from Monika, Sayori. You're gonna hide it from Monika, and then literally the first thing you say to her is tell her exactly what happened. Are you okay, Sayori? Yeah, I'm fine. Caesar got me a nice cold drink. Right. Okay. Glad you're okay, Sayori. Did you get everything we need? Uh-huh. I have it right. Ah! Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all of this stuff. Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper, too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Caesar. Ah, well, Sayori... I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori. She was hurt. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Thanks, you two. Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? Guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Alright, so... we will go through this round of poems, and then depending on how much time we have afterwards, we'll either end it before the after dialogue, the after poem dialogue, or we'll do the poem dialogue, then call it a day. Today, how about we start with Natsuki? Well, not bad, but not good. Honestly, it's just like your first poem. Yeah, I did kind of try to write it like my first one, although I did attempt to make it a little bit better. Well, mission accomplished, I guess. Still, same things as last time. Try to make it more creative. It's just kind of bland as it is. Noted. Oh yeah, I should probably show you mine. Here. I don't get it. Alright. I don't get why people will hate on good rhymes. They act like it's dumb and a waste of their time. I don't diss their free verse or deep subject types. Be dark all you want, just keep it in your gripes. Oh sure, you can tell me if you have a problem. Just keep it constructive and things will be awesome. I'd like you to know that our readers will differ. There is no best style, you smuggled glue sniffer. This is very clearly about the argument she had with Yuri. My poems may be simple and often straightforward, but charm can be found in such whimsy and order. Not all poems can be as complex as you'd like. If you think otherwise, you can go take a hike. What about kids or the elderly too? Some read for fun, I guess unlike you. Let us just go and enjoy what is written. You won't like it at all, that much is given. But give things a chance, you might find something nice. Just open your mind and that will suffice. Alright, so, even though they tried to put everything behind them yesterday, it is very clear that Natsuki, and possibly Yuri too, we haven't seen Yuri's poem yet, but Natsuki has definitely not put it behind her. I'm guessing maybe the theme of the Sayori route is that Natsuki and Yuri just have this feud, and Sayori has to constantly step in and be the hero of the day. That's my prediction right now, but let's see what happens. So what do you think? I mean, it's well written at least. I'm not sure how I should confront Natsuki about this, but to say that she still holds a grudge from yesterday would be an understatement, yes. God forbid Yuri see this poem. Well, that's a given. But yeah, you could say that I was inspired, very clearly. It really felt good to pound out these lines. Poetry is an amazing emotional outlet, you know. Uh-huh. Anyway, I can't wait to show Yuri this poem. You should not show Yuri this poem. Wait, hold on. What? Natsuki, do you really think that showing her this poem is a good idea? You're really going at her throat with this. Don't you think you should work out your issues with her? Yeah, well, she never tries to see things my way, so why should I? I think that's the wrong way to go about this. Relationships are a two-way street. Both people have to work to make things right. Why don't you try being the better person and just talk to her first? But I already know she's not gonna try. She's just always so preoccupied with looking complicated and smart. It's clear to me that she doesn't care if anyone can understand her, including me. You can't understand her if you don't even try. Maybe, she might speak using a more complex vocabulary, and she may have mannerisms that seem strange to you, but from what I've seen of the both of you, she's more similar to you than you might think. That's... Aren't you judging a book by its cover right now? Well, whatever. You can't hold this grudge forever, you know. At least think of Monika and Sayori. Fine, I won't show Yuri my poem. Are you happy? I won't be happy until you try to talk to her. She's not gonna bite, Natsuki. Alright, I get it. I'll try to talk to her sometime. Thanks. You're gonna do the club proud. Shut it. Man, now I have to go hide this poem away. I worked really hard on it, you know. Did you? It looks like it took you about 2 minutes. You could easily turn that energy away towards more positive things, though, right? I guess so. I'm just so frustrated that my poem's message missed the mark this time. You should always try to make something people can take a message away from. Remember that. Anyway, I'm gonna write a good one tomorrow, so just you wait. Okay, so, now let's see what Yuri has to say. Alright, let me take a look at your piece for today. I must say, Caesar, I like this poem a fair bit more than yesterday's. Even this early, your skill is improving remarkably. Really? Thanks, Yuri. That means a lot. I know how much you care about this sort of thing. It's really no trouble. I know sometimes writing can be a daunting task, so don't be too concerned if things don't always work out. Pushing the boundaries in poetry can be a great thing. Metaphors might seem complicated sometimes, but don't stress them too much. While, of course, you want to choose images that can capture the message you're trying to get across, I think the first things that come to mind are probably the clearest. Even if the metaphor doesn't seem to make sense, it can force your reader to think about something they wouldn't normally. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. I think I might give that a go with my next poem. Thank you for sharing that with me, Yuri. Well, if you'd like to see an example of that, I've written something that captures that essence. Sure, I'd love to take a look. If it's something you've written, I'm sure it'll floor me. Yuri smiles shyly, handing me her poem. Resist. Alright. A whimsical, tiny, careless friend. So this is very clearly about Natsuki already. Sleeps along my amber bookends, dreaming about a sanguine day where misread slender lampposts play. Where mirrored, it's a little hard to read, where mirrored slender lampposts play. She beckons me, her hand extends, piercing pupils readily rend. Azure channels bend and twist, cautiously held above the wrists. However, she finds her advances shunned, always cracking, always stunned. Never able to draw the lance across my arms, she's never danced. Perhaps it would be for the best if I laid her down to rest. Whilst I hadn't given in to painful pleading from within, I think that it might be smart to save the song of fumbling hearts, lest tears make me dizzily fall and answer her virulent call. Maybe it's not about Natsuki. Like, it could or it couldn't be. I don't know. Let's see what she has to say about it. I felt a bit guilty after yesterday's argument with Natsuki. I wanted to experiment with my style a bit more. Hopefully it's not too confusing. No, it's fine. Even if it's a bit more involved than yesterday's, I still like it. I'm noticing a lot more symbolism as well. I don't want to assume anything, but the tone of this poem, I'm not sure how to describe it. Yes, I really wanted to test my abilities in creative expression. I didn't go too far, did I? No, it's really good. I just don't know if I'm good enough at this to deduce the meaning. Yeah, Yuri's poems in this mod so far, just like the last Yuri poem I saw, it's very difficult to figure out what exactly it's supposed to mean. Like, to the point where it's difficult to even, like, produce your own meaning from them. I think this one is a little more clearer than yesterday's was, but, did I say more clearer? More clear, sorry. It's a little more clear than yesterday's was, but it's still pretty difficult. I don't know if maybe the mod developers are intentionally trying to make Yuri's poems as cryptic as possible because they think that that's what her style is. Or, you know, it could be that I myself am just not very good at deducing the meanings of these poems, but I don't know. I'm just noticing there's a pretty significant leap in difficulty in interpreting the meanings from Yuri's poems in this mod as opposed to the original DDLC. If I had to explain it, I'd say it's about a closely guarded secret. A closely guarded secret? I imagine everyone has a little something like that, something they're forced to keep to themselves for fear of ridicule. Huh. Now I kind of wish I could go back and reread it, because I want to see where I can find where that's coming from. I guess the idea that something that's beckoning to you never being able to, you know, answer the call, maybe that could be related to a closely guarded secret? I don't know. It still seems kind of I think they're pushing the envelope a little bit with that one. It's nice to be able to write about that sort of thing every now and then. If it's something you enjoy doing, shouldn't you write about it more? Well, it's not that simple. It's something I'm uncomfortable talking about. I'm not sure people would understand. If anyone were to find out about it, well, I guess as long as it's not hurting anyone, people shouldn't pry. Do you think so? Sorry, I was thinking of something. It's a good point, though. The best I can do is try to embrace my own weirdness, right? Otherwise, I think I'd hate myself. Sorry to keep you so long. Thank you for allowing me to ramble. So if this is supposed to be about cutting her wrists, which it sounds like that was the direction it's going in, then, I mean, they do mention wrists at one point, but it's at the very beginning of the poem where it kind of sounds like she's actually talking about Natsuki instead. Like, you know, talking about, you know, being short and whimsical. But, again, I don't know. Just, Yuri's poems are very difficult in this mod. Alright, Monika. Hi again, Caesar. I'm trusting that the club's been doing you well. Same answer as yesterday. That's nice to hear. So, how's the writing going? Alright, I guess. Just alright, Nah, I guess I should say it's revolutionized my world and brought color into my previously lifeless, life. Well, I say that, but the club, if not the poetry, really has made my days more interesting. Okay. Can it with the sarcasm, mister. Whoa, what's with Monika's attitude today? At least you're not hating it though, right? Nah, it's been an interesting experience, at least. Gives me a new hobby to do. I'm happy that you're applying yourself, at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika. Alright, I can see that you put in some good effort here. Very sincere poem, once again, and very similar to Sayori's poetry. You might still have more in common with her than you think. Maybe. It's easier to write about from my heart when I'm thinking about nostalgic things. I think that's just supposed to be, it's easier to write from my heart. So that might be it. Writing poetry while wearing rose-tinted glasses then? Well, it's not like I do it intentionally. It's just how my brain works. I mean, even if you did, there's nothing wrong with that. Poetry can be seen as another way to express your inner emotions. A way that you can use when ordinary prose can't quite describe what's on your mind. So writing about how your long-lost childhood friend makes you feel is just as valid as, say, writing about how the human condition is inherently full of conflict. I'm guessing that the latter is more of a Yuri poem? You might think that, but actually a style like Sayori's could fit that theme just as well. Really? How do you figure? Well, first off, have you ever heard of the poet Robert Frost? I think I have, probably in an English class somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if you learned about him in class. He's an incredibly famous American poet, after all. Anyway, it's easy to recognize his poetry, since he always used the classic meters and tons of monologues and dialogues. He was pretty fond of those themes centering around nature and New England. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't really sound anything like Sayori's poetry. No, you're actually right. She doesn't have the lyricism that Frost has, and not too many of their themes intersect. I guess that the mood of their poetry is what strikes me as similar. Both of them write incredibly sincere and powerful poems, even though they aren't mind-bogglingly complex or anything. And although their poems may seem to be about one thing at first, with another read-through, you might find that there's actually a deeper meaning behind the words. That does sound a bit more like Sayori's poetry. Is she really that deep? Caesar, you shouldn't underestimate Sayori. In fact, why don't you ask her for another look at her poetry, then you'll see what I mean. Alright. I'll talk to her about it sometime. But in the meantime, you want to show me your poem now? I think it's about time we let your poem shine. Sure thing, Caesar. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Pressurized. I float there, in vast, hollow emptiness, large but small. Grandiose and overwhelming, yet a dust mote. Drifting, meandering, carried along, in endless void. But then I realize, my eyes open, bloodshot, my mouth opens, gasping for breath in this crushing, suppressing, restrainless, boundless, everlasting, suffocating vacuum of torment. Atmosphere, Pascal, Tor, screaming with no mouth, stretching, restraining, unrelenting, clawing with no nails, disintegrating in a suffocating poem of absence. Alright, so yeah, this once again seems to be about her being trapped in the mod. Grandiose and overwhelming, yet a dust mote. That seems to be about how, you know, she's in this world where she has the power to do anything, but compared to what else is out there, it's basically nothing. And she's just sort of drifting along with the story now because she's surrendered to the mod. And it seems like she's not really all that certain that she likes it being this way. But I don't know. That's just my deduction from it. I've had people tell me in the comments that Monika is not supposed to be sentient in this mod, and just judging from her poems and also from some of the lines of dialogue that she's had describing her poems, I'm not sure that's true. I think that she's still sentient, she's just not doing anything this time. But we'll see. We're still very early into the mod, so it could be that she is actually not sentient, and there's another reason that she's writing poetry like this. But let's move on. My voice is kind of getting tired, so I kind of want to finish this up. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Really, freeform, too, if that's what you call it. Ha! I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do this stuff nearly as much as you do, at least. Yeah, you could say they're a bit more traditional when it comes to their structure. But I kind of like playing with the space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader. I see. I guess that there's a lot of things you can do with poetry. Definitely. Poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never-before-seen combinations of words to interpret the world around you. You really love poetry, huh? Maybe you should write a poem about poetry someday. Ha! That's not a bad idea. Anyway, it's still hard for me to tell what your poem's about. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid that it's not good? Now, we've all had to experience that at this point with poetry discussions and all. But it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing, though, then sharing becomes a lot easier, because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way and will make you want to continue improving. Yeah, it definitely is more helpful getting real criticism and feedback rather than just empty words. I guess I've really hit the mother load with the Literature Club. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yeah, guys. This is a bit of a marathon for me. So, we'll do Sayori's, and then maybe we'll do the post-poem scene. But man, my voice is really getting tired. I don't know why. Alright, Sayori. Caesar, your poems are seriously amazing. I can't believe you never told me how good a poet you were. Huh? Sayori, I'm not really that great. You're the only one who likes my poems this much. Really? You're telling me Yuri or Natsuki didn't love them? Well, Yuri didn't think it was a bad poem, but she wasn't as positive as you are. I don't think my style really matches hers. Oh, don't worry about her. She's got a super unique way of writing anyway. What about Natsuki? Well, I get the impression that Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she likes something. I don't think that's it, though. Huh? Alright, I guess I'll be honest with you. I find it easier to write poems when I'm, thinking about our memories together. Huh? Really? Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? I nervously laughed, noticing the blush that's crept up on Sayori's cheeks. I don't know. I feel like my life's kinda boring. Like, whatever happens in it is literally just that. Whereas with you, well, whenever I look back at our memories, everything seemed to be such an adventure whenever you were around. Like when we went exploring in that forest near our house ages ago. You made it seem like it was an exciting adventure, kinda like we were both archaeologists or something. Whereas if I went there myself, I'd just think I was going for a stroll in a forest. I glance over at Sayori. She has a faraway look on her face, wearing a wistful smile. Yeah, I remember that. I was convinced there were spooky wood trolls out there. Whoa! That's exactly what I mean. You've got such a vivid imagination, and I guess I can tap into that imagination whenever I'm thinking about you. We have this sort of connection. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And it's still there, even after all these years. I think I sort of understand what you mean. Can I ask a favor of you, Caesar? What's up? Can I, keep this poem? This is, the first time you've written something for me. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I didn't write it for you. But, okay, you can keep it. I still don't think my poetry skills are anything special. I can have it? Yay! Thank you! Anyway, I still need to read yours. Oh! Ha! I totally forgot. It's nowhere near as good as yours, though. I'm sure I'll like it. Bottles. Alright, so we've seen this one. Pardon me, guys. So I don't need to read it. It's the classic Bottles poem. If you haven't seen it before, then go watch the original. Wow, Sayori, I didn't expect this at all. Did you really write this? Of course I did. Remember I said I'd write the best poem ever yesterday. Well, here it is. After all, Monika has taught me a lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. So that's what this poem's about? I suppose that much was obvious. Unlike Yuri's or Monika's poems, Sayori's are relatively simple to figure out. So, if I have interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can to keep your friends happy? Yay, you got it! I really enjoyed writing this one. Just getting your thoughts out onto paper and turning them into a poem, it's like magic. Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it. Thank you, Caesar. That means a lot. I didn't think it was that good, though. Nah, it's great. It's great, seriously. I can't help but notice that the latter half of the poem isn't quite as cheery. In fact, it's somewhat alarming, a very dark contrast from the cheeriness I'm used to with Sayori. Although, maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. And you said you've been in touch with your feelings recently, so I'm just checking, is everything okay? Of course, silly. I forgot to tell you, I really like writing about bittersweet stuff. Stuff that isn't just happy or sad, a mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. It's just my writing style. Alright, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad you're enjoying writing so much. I hope you keep it up. Good to have a hobby. Of course, and hopefully you'll also stick with it. So I look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future. Well, no guarantees there, but just from seeing the passion in Sayori's eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Alright guys, we are over 40 minutes in, so I think, given that my voice is getting pretty tired, I think I'm going to cut it there. I know that we still have the post scene to do before the end of this day, but as I said, voice is getting tired, and we almost did an entire day there, which I think... which I think is more than we normally do. So, thank you for watching, guys. Look forward to the next episode tomorrow, and until next time, I'm Caesar Madrazo, and I'm out.